ladies and gentlemen of YouTube of the world, so welcome back to another Kyle Minger Show video. Today, guys, I just watched the season final of the Mandalorian Season 3. But before I continue, if you guys are just new to come to the Kyle Minger Show, don't know exactly what I normally do. But for all those people that have been on my channel for a very long time, you guys know exactly what I do. But for all you glorious new people, I just do reviews for, Disney Plus, Netflix, when I go see movies in theaters. Sometimes I do channel reactions, gaming videos, unboxing videos, theater videos, and that's basically mostly what I normally do on the Comedy Show. And just stay tuned for the near future. There's going to be a lot more of them along the way. So hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button so you guys get notified when I do upload on my channel. So so today, guys, I just watched the last episode of The Mandalorian, and I gotta say, oh my god, I absolutely enjoyed it. There was a lot going on, so it continued on from the last episode where Din Djarin got captured by some of those, Beskar-looking clone troopers. I think they were clone troopers. I think so. But they're just stormtroopers in a way. So they grabbed him, and so they pulled him away, and then Paz Veslar, the guy that sacrificed himself, he actually did die. I mean, a lot of people were suggesting, saying, "Oh no, he's alive. He's just faking it. He's gonna come back to life, and he's actually the spy." No, he's actually gone. He's dead. But either way, guys, the entire episode was super good. It was really thrilling in each second of each scene. It was just a lot of action going on. So Axe Wolves was actually still going up in the sky. He was able to get a message out to the other Mandalorians on that Imperial spaceship that they captured a long time ago, and they were able to all fly down to the planet to help Bo-Katan Kryze with the situation with Moff Gideon. Again, Moff Gideon decides to retreat so he can try to manage his little base of operations. So everyone from the ship came down to help Bo to defeat the army of all those Beskar-looking stormtroopers. So there was a big epic battle going on. It was just super awesome, and it was just super amazing. And then during the entire situation, I was wondering where Grogu was half the time, and during the process, Grogu actually went off on his own to go save his so-called friend Din from being captured, for being put into a cell. So he intercepted the two guards, was able to save him from being killed or whatever, or being tortured. And then during that time period, it was a lot of people were saying that we were gonna see the other spy that told Moff Gideon that when all the Mandalorians were gonna be on the planet. So a lot of people were saying that the armor was supposed to be the spy. I don't think she really was, but because just because the last episode was called The Spies, and a lot of people say, "Oh, who's the other spy?" Oh, that one spy was that lady from Coruscant that was telling Moff Gideon about, "Oh, Din and Djarin is grabbing all the Mandalorians and they're going to Mandalore, blah 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 blah." But we didn't know who the last spy was, but a lot of people were making theories about it. I wasn't sure myself, but But either way, the entire episode was really good. I really liked the big fight between Din, Bo, and Moff Gideon. And when before that time period, it was cool that Grogu was able to save him. It was really cute. And then they were slowly. It was actually kind of cool, though. R5 was still on the planet, and R5 was doing an R2 thing where he went to one of those consoles and was playing around with the system, and he was actually able to help Dan go through this each shield barrier to take out those guards to get to the command center where Moff Gideon was. It was kind of cool. It kind of felt like the same situation where Anakin and Obi-Wan were trying to get to the Chancellor to Revenge of the Sith, where Anakin was trying to tell R2 reactivate the elevator 1224 or something, or it was telling R2 to reactivate things and then deactivate things. So it's kind of like that same situation with Din and R5, and it was kind of a cool. I think that was somewhat kind of like a little Easter egg. I think. I mean, to me, it was because I thought like that was kind of like the same relationship between like Anakin and R2, and it was actually Din Djarin and R5. So and I forgot to keep on mentioning this in the last couple of episodes, but a lot of people were saying that R5 is actually the droid that blew up on Tatooine um, when Luke and his uncle bought that droid. So I think that was definitely R5 at that episode of The New Hope. A lot of people were saying that's actually R5, so I think I believe it could, because it looks like it's exactly the same droid. But ever since then, R5 has been skittish to go out in actual adventures. But it was kind of cool because, R5 was kind of shy to get to go through the base because he decided to go over to the console and is like trying to be observant and not to be spotted by those like those like little box droids that just wheel around everybody. Well, it got spotted by one of the little things and it was like beeping like red lights at him and it was like and R5 was like, screw off. He opens like a compartment and just zaps the thing. It's like it was fucking great. Oh, I was laughing. I was like, oh my god. So R5 pulled a freaking R2 where when R2 did the same thing with what was it? Oh yeah, that little creature thing from Jabba's space ship thing in Return of the Jedi. Yeah, so I thought that was kind of cool too. So, but yeah, anyways, during the episode, Grogu helps Din get to Moff Gideon's like command center, and they found him, and they were and then Din goes up to Moff Gideon and starts to fight him. They're having a big battle, and all the other Mandalorians in the background in the distance are they're fighting each other, and Din's trying to take down Moff Gideon so they can take down the the entire base so the Mandalorians can have their planet back. And so then during that process, the next few minutes or so, Bo-Katan Kryze sees Din fighting Moff Gideon, and Din's getting his butt whooped. So she's like, okay, so I'm gonna go help Din. He's about to lose his fight. So she flies down there and freaking kicks freaking Moff Gideon right in the body. And says, like, hey, screw off. She takes out her freaking dark saber. Like, it's like, I got you, buddy. And she's like, she didn't say that. She was like, I got you, Din. It's like, I'm here to help you. So Din and Bo team up to battle against Moff Gideon, and it was just an epic fight scene. I was just like, holy crap, this is insane. And then there was a few minutes, and then those you remember those red guards? So those in red. Oh, I forgot what they were called again. I just keep forgetting what those red guards with the freaking. What? It starts with doesn't it start with a P? Presterian guards. I think it's Presterian guards. I cannot pronounce it properly, but those guards show up beforehand before Bo shows up. Was battling against Din, and then she shows up, saves day, and then Grogu was trying to help get the guards off of Din's hands, and he was able to go and fight fight Moff Gideon some more. So during the process, Grogu is fighting against those Praetorian guards in the other room, and he's jumping around in the rafters, not trying to get hit by those guards, and Moff Gideon's battling with Din, and then sooner after, Bo shows up. She joins in and battles Moff Gideon, and Bo's like, go save your kid. So Bo's battling Moff Gideon. So Din decides to go help Grogu to defeat those guards. It took like a minute or so to defeat them all, and then after that, Grogu and Din go out to help Bo, and she's having difficult times. She's having a difficult time trying to take down Moff Gideon, and during the process, Moff Gideon actually breaks the Darksaber, and the Darksaber is no more. and she has no other weapons to use to beat his butt. And all of a sudden, Moff Gideon got shot in the back of the head, and Den's like, "No, I got you, Bo." So they're basically beating the hell out of Moff Gideon, and then during the process, Axe Wolves up in space is crashing down in his Imperial cruiser of his. He's going down with the ship, but he didn't really go down with the ship. He actually exits out of the window, and the entire ship comes down the cavern where Moff Gideon's base is, and it's just destroying everything. And all the Mandalorians are flying away, and it's really cool because Grogu is actually helping with the battle between Moff Gideon and with Din and Bo using the Force. Oh my God, Grogu is so cool using the Force with Moff Gideon, pushing his weapons away, and Bo and Din are working together to beat his butt. It was just so cool. But it was so cool because Grogu did the same thing with the Red Guards before. It was actually really awesome, and I was like, oh, this is so great. But there was a big epic battle, and then when the ship fully came down inside the big cavern, destroying mostly the entire base, the entire ship exploded, and a big hellfire came towards them, and it actually killed Moff Gideon right in front of them. But during the process, Grogu used the Force to create a big shield around him, and the big flames were just flaming right in front of them, but all around them. I was like, oh my God, Grogu's saving them like his parents or something like that. It was so cute and awesome, but this was an insane episode. I was like, wow. But yeah, then after that, it leads up to a scene where all the Mandalorians gathered up. They're at the Great Forge, and Bo-Katan gets handed this torch by the armorer, and she puts it down and reactivates the flames of the Great Forge, and all three forges lit up in big blue flames, and they're all going hoo ha hoo ha hoo ha. And then after that, it goes to another scene where one of these kid Mandalorians is getting bathed in the waters of the caves of Mandalore, and then Din shows up with Grogu, trying to ask the armorer if he can get bathed in the waters of Mandalore and become a Mandalorian as well. But she claims that she's actually not old enough to speak yet to say his own terms about it. So he has to come back later on until Grogu's old enough to take the creed of becoming a Mandalorian. So what Din does, he doesn't really know where the parents of Grogu are, so he decides to adopt Grogu, and everyone around them heard him, and the armor decides, well, if this is what you want to do, then I declare Grogu to become Din Grogu. So Grogu is part of the family of Din Djarin, and oh my God, I was like, oh, that's super awesome. So now Din is going to be taking care of Grogu, has his son, and then he goes back to Navarro, and he does a big gift for before he goes to Navarro though. He goes to a planet where the New Republic is. You know that one captain dude with the gray looking beard? I can't remember his name, but he asked to do jobs for the New Republic, but under radar for doing cases. And he also told the guy that he wants to do a favor by taking one of the IG heads off of this rack of helmets. And if you guys pay attention to all the helmets that's being displayed in that little room, you can see some of the helmets are from the stormtroopers from the Battle of Endor. I was like, oh, those are Easter eggs from the Battle of Endor, and they actually kept trophies from that time period, which was kind of cool. So Din takes that IG-8 head, and he goes to Navarro, and he presents a gift to the what's that mayor guy's name again? God, I can't. It's kind of hard for me to remember a lot of names in this show, but basically he presents a big gift to the mayor of Navarro, and it ends up being IG-11 rebuilt, and and he becomes Marshal of Navarro. So I was like, oh my god, that's really cool. And everyone's like, patting the IG-11. He's like, yay! And it's so cool because the mayor of Navarro decides to give Din a key to his own little house on the outskirts of town. And at the very end, we see him like on a chair, leaning back, just watching Grogu right in the distance, using the Force training. And he's lifting up a freaking like frog-looking thing, and he drops it. And that was the end of the episode right there. And I was like, whew. It was really good, guys. I really enjoyed this episode. It was very well done. I know a lot of people have been saying that this season final was a bit short, not long, not like the other ones were, because I think the last season, in the last episode, the episode was really long. I think it was like close to an hour long, but this one was like 38 minutes, and a lot of people said it should have been longer to explain a lot more what was going on, but because they don't expect to fit everything for the season final. And Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau have a lot more plans to go on with season 4, and I think they have plans for season 5, I believe, too, because they're unsure when they're going to be ending the series for The Mandalorian, because they got asked by Kathleen Kennedy, I think it's the president of LucasArts, basically, like, we are unsure like when we want to end this series, but we have a lot more plans, what we want to come up with. And we continue the story of Mando and Grogu and so much. But no, either way, Din is going to show up in Ahsoka and a few other installments of shows in the future. So that's going to be kind of cool to see him in other shows. And so I think for the big review for this season final, guys, I think I'm just going to give it a spot on 5 out of 5 because, I don't really care. I thought it was really awesome. I thought it was really great. And the big battle between Moff Gideon and him and Bo was just like really well done. It kind of felt like Star Wars right there, because there wasn't really with lightsabers and all, but it was just really cool. It was very written. I like the character, the choreography. How do you pronounce it? The choreography. Yeah, it's kind of hard to say that word. But I like the fight styles and the fight scenes, and it was just really well done, and I really liked it. And there's really nothing else that I really want to say about it, but it was just really good. I totally recommend you guys watch The Mandalorian right now. All the episodes are now streaming on Disney+. So start from the beginning, from season 1, and make your way all the way to season 3, and watch all the episodes, and let me guys know what you guys think of the show. I really love it, and I can't wait till season 4 comes out. I'm not really sure when season 4 is going to premiere. It could be next year, or it could be the next year after that. I'm not sure. It might be next year, but we're gonna have to wait. But either way, guys, that's my review for The Mandalorian season 3, and I can't wait till the next show will be Star Wars Visions next month on May 4th. So I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out and have a good one.